wanted to say to you in that scripture, I won't read it to you, that, if God's in control, who can fear? You all know the scripture that I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Who can harm you? And we're in tough times in the world today. There's been so much challenges. First COVID, and then the masks, and then, from there, all the rioting and the burning, and I think it's a time we pray for our police. Two things: that they learn to love people, number one, and number two is that they are given the freedom to really get the situation under control, because the world is upside down at the moment. So today's talk is going to be about headaches. I'm very excited about it. I read a book. I've never spoken this topic before, but I read this book called The Headache Book. And I read it specifically for a few people in my organization that every time I see them, they've got headaches. And I just don't know what to do for them, because I'm not a headache person. I don't get headaches. And so my heart couldn't really go out. If you've never suffered with a situation, you can't really talk about it. I can talk about cancer. I can talk about liver problems. I can talk about kidney problems. I can talk about fatigue. I can talk about all those things because I've had them all and I've conquered them all. But I've never had a headache challenge. So I read this book, and it's really an interesting book. It's called The Headache Book by Dr. Frank Mineth, and it was recommended to me by a doctor that's got over 11 million books in print of different books that he's published. And, if he recommends something to me, I go and read it anyway. So I just wanted to share some ideas about this book to you. It's going to take about 45 minutes, and I'm going to start screen sharing. Let's have a look. Are we sharing screen while what's happening up here?
Yes, you are sharing screen.
Yeah, but it's not looking like it should be. Aha, there we are. Let's make it full screen.
There you go.
And there we are. All right. Okay, so we're going to talk about headaches and migraines across here. And what I found out about it, first of all, is that, it's not a disease. They're a symptom of a problem. And what could these problems be? Well, we're going to run through all those over here. But this book was written many, many years ago. And at that time, over $500 million a year was spent just on painkillers. And that said something to me, that a lot of people have got this problem. As a matter of fact, at that time, over 50 million Americans are disabled by headaches annually. 50 million. That's a mega proportion of the nation. And I'm talking about one country. And what is really interesting is 300% more women get headaches than men. Now, here's some quite interesting little things I took out of the book over here. Thomas and Jefferson had this massive migraine for about 6 weeks, which disappeared the day he left the presidency. So he walked out presidency and, and handed the ropes over, and the following day his headache was gone. They discovered his headaches, which he was killing him while he was president, was totally stress-related. He didn't know at that time how to handle his stress. You take Ulysses Grant, in the midst of a massive headache, got the notice that Lee had surrendered, and instantly, within seconds, his headache was gone. And so again, his headache was directly related to stress across here. People who get headaches, these are the kind of people who normally get headaches. These are people who are hardworking, they're normally worrying, they're determined, they are driven, they focus, they're rigid. In other words, hey, this is the way it must be done. Don't go out this, this is the two borders, you don't go out this gray line sort of thing. They're normally strong-willed people who like to be in control, but often the headache comes when they can't control it, when things are just out of their control, or they're not the boss anymore, or something like that. Bright, smart people are the people who normally get headaches. So it could be caused by a stressful relationship. They found a lot of people that were in a relationship where one person was dominating and overpowering, the other person got headaches. So the person felt suppressed. Other causes could be sleep habits. They find people who get headaches need to sleep 7 to 8 hours a day, and at least 2 hours of that needs to be before midnight. And that was really interesting. And the other thing over here was eye strain. Are your glasses the correct glasses? Have you had your eye check recently? Or is your blood pressure too low? You want to increase your blood pressure. What about allergic reactions, food odors, candles, laundry? You want to watch a documentary called Stink on YouTube, and it's very interesting to see, just in a normal candle that you got burning your bathroom, there could be up to 14 chemicals that could affect headaches and migraines, and could even give you cancer. Deodorants, there could be up to 14 chemicals in the deodorant that could be causing your headaches and things like that. So there's so many little things. What about smoking? What about your air conditioning in your car? Did you know the benzene in your motor car could be up to 1,000% above amounts that can affect your body, even causing cancer? So, if you've got headaches, there's anything, this trigger can kick it off. What about, when it comes to diseases, these are often diseases that could be related to headaches, like kidney. Why kidney? Because kidney means your blood is not being filtered. And a lot of people who get headaches means they've got dirty blood. And in that situation, I'd recommend things like Betagard and aloe vera and Neolax or stage 6, depending which country you're on, because those clean out the blood. And you want to clean out your blood every day. I'm drinking a juice across over here. Guess what it's got in? It's got ginger, it's got turmeric, it's got lemon, it's got a variety of teas inside that heal the kidneys. And if you ever want this, I buy these things all from Amazon. They're all organic, and I cook it up and I make this tea for myself, because I've had so many health issues, and I keep myself healthy by doing little things like that. Lyme's disease. Why Lyme's disease? Again, it dirties the blood. Your body can't clean out all the toxins. That's why people with Lyme's have to detox all the time. There's mumps and yellow fever and lupus and influenza and tuberculosis and diabetes. These are all things that could be related to causing headaches or symptoms. Anyway, what about strokes, oxygen deficiency, fever, viral infections? So brain tumors, that's a big thing. I've had a lot of people who had headaches for years, and they went and had themselves tested, and they had a brain tumor. And so what would you do about that? I would go on a 60-day detox, and I'll take Fight to Defend 6 to 9 a day. And we've had people whose brain tumors, they'd taken their license away. And by just getting on that little program, because they couldn't operate because the tumor was inside the brain. They couldn't go in there. And so just by getting them on what I just mentioned, that and vitamin C and vitamin E and salmon oil and a few things like that, guess what happened? Their brain tumors vanished, and they got their licenses back again. Another person that had terrible headaches, they discovered he had worms on the brain. When he was a kid, what had actually happened, they'd eaten some seafood, and the worms, they'd eaten some prawns up in Mozambique, South Africa, and they had worms and parasites on, and those were growing inside his brain. And so they got him we got him on a mega detox of 12 garlic a day and all that kind of stuff. And guess what happened? End of his headache. What about pollution? Copper, lead, manganese. That's why you want to make sure you do a thorough detox. If I had headaches, I would do a thorough 30-day detox, follow the protocol of the Betagard. Remember, the Betagard is the only product in the world where it can go into your body, chelate the toxin, and empower your body to carry it out, combined with the aloe vera and the Neolax and the fiber and all that kind of stuff. Poor posture can put pressure on your spine in the wrong place and cause headache. Pressure on the neck or the back can pinch nerves, back or neck out of place. Go and see your chiropractor. Trauma, concussion, head or neck injury. There are so many things. Eating habits. This is a big one we can talk about these foods right now. Pesticides and preservatives in foods. That's a big thing, let's look at them across here. This is really interesting because we've helped so many people with challenges in these areas. Food to avoid: chicken liver. Oh, I love chicken liver. I'm so glad I don't get headaches because I love chicken liver. The pate, chicken liver blended. Anyway, bananas, dairy. These are all absolute no for livers. Foods to avoid is, for headaches: eggs, tomatoes and tomato juice, smoked fish, pickled herring and herrings, monosodium glutamate, MSG, Chinese food, which is in so many flavoring. I'll tell you a story about that. I had a lady one day, I was in Africa, and she phoned me. She said, Louis, I attended one of your workshops, but these are the side effects I'm having. I said, whoa, it sounds like you got MSG poisoning. So she said, no, I read my labels. There's no MSG in anything I buy. So I said, do you know that there are nearly about, if I remember correctly now, there's about 19 different names for MSG. I said, why don't you print them out and then go through your cupboards? Well, when I got back, I did a meeting at her home, and guess what? She showed me she had an entire crate full of food that had MSG in. And so you really want to understand how to read labels, and those you can learn on our website. Nitrates, bacon, which is in bacon, hot dogs, cured meats, and nitrites and nitrates. Anyway, what about chocolates? People think, chocolates is the most incredible thing, but it's got ingredients in there which could actually activate headaches. What about caffeine, coffee, tea, tyramine found in cured meats, beer, vodka, red wines, gin? This is terrible. I'm so glad I don't get headaches. And when I was reading this, I said, oh my gracious me, these are half the things I love, champagne, yogurt, avocados. This is ridiculous. Canned figs, aged cheese, and I love aged cheese. Parmesan, Monterey Jack, processed American should be okay. How bad is that? I don't love processed American. I'd rather go for, maybe a good Swiss or something like that. But I couldn't find anything saying that you can eat a good Swiss cheese. But you're going to have to play with these things. I'm not saying just go and cut everything out. What I am saying across over here is that you're going to have to play with your body. Test one thing, test the next thing, see what happens, come back, test it again. Citrus fruit and juices, lemon, lime, grapefruit, oranges, onions, and nuts. Oh my gracious me. Good things to do. Well, I don't know what's left over. Relaxation techniques, that's very good. Laughter. And people say, what food can I eat? Let's go back to the food for a second. You can eat anything that's not on that list, and then add those things on the list one at a time and see which ones affect you. Relaxation techniques, laughter, fun, Christian music, gentle exercise, great uplifting association, a hot bath with Dead Sea salt. I absolutely love that. That is just so good for you. Just relax, just learn deep breathing exercise. Breathe in, hold it in, visualize good things, calming. Do you know what I do just about every night before I go to bed? I watch about 15 to 20 minutes of just for laughs, just comedy, funny, dumb things people do. Now, some of those things that are funny are stressful, so I don't watch those. I've chosen out who my funny people are. I love the Canadian group just for gags and just for laughs. Good things to do. Rest and apply cold or heat to your head. That could help. Sit in a relaxing, comfortable chair. As I said, breathe deeply. Tense your extremities from the outside, forcing the blood upwards into your body. Another really important thing over here to get blood to your head, and this will make your head worse for a few seconds as people have done it, but then, wow, it just relieves it instantly. You bend over, you first breathe in, you go, hold the air in, and you bend over, taking your head right down to your knees and keeping it there as long as possible. And it's going to feel like your head's going to burst. It's going to feel like when you come up, your whole face is just blood red. And guess what you're doing? You're just pumping blood to your head. It's just absolutely amazing what it does. Any person with eye problems, that's one of the first things you want to do. Get blood into your eyes. Positive input, association, fun, sport, relaxation. Supplements that you may need for this, right? Body sign language of grain oil deficiency. Remember, your brain is oil. And we've had so many people that all we did was get them onto an oil and it turned their life around. We got somebody speaking later on salmon oil. If there's anybody else that wants to come on and share, they can, about oils and headaches sometime, or nutrition and headaches towards the end. Just don't hang up. I'll ask you to come on. So body signs of grain oil deficiency: a lack of energy, wake up tired, tire easily during a day, have chronic fatigue, aching joints or arthritis, headaches. How's that amazing? And this is so important to understand because Neolife's the only company in the world with both lipids and sterols in a product, and it's the only complete product in the world. It's absolutely amazing. So the Treonin is wonderful if you've got allergies, infections, mood swings, hormone imbalance, menstrual imbalance, menopausal problems, weight gain. Let me just tell you two quick stories about this Treonin. One story is about somebody up in Central California, and this woman had growths, cysts on the ovaries, and they immediately operated. They removed the one. She heard about this Treonin. She got on to 9 a day. By the time she went back, the cyst on the second ovary was gone, and so she could have a normal life again. She could still have children, things like that. And that to me is just absolutely so exciting. Another story about the Treonin. Now, why am I telling you stories? Because it's what it really does. It opens a cell membrane, allowing the nutrient into the cell. So therefore, it's not only an oil that's vital for your brain or something like that. It's vital for every part of your body because it allows the nutrition to enter the cell and allows the toxins to leave the cell. And they estimate nearly 90% of disease in the Western world is related to a deficiency of this product. How amazing is that? Because if you can't get the nutrition in, you can't get the toxins out, your body can't fight disease. And so this is incredible. Let me tell you a story. Here's this woman, because this also balances your hormones. And here's this woman, she's had a monthly cycle problem so bad that for at least 7 days every month for many, many years, she couldn't go to work. Fortunately, being a computer programmer, she could work from home. So one day I get a call from her and she said, somebody asked me to give you a ring. I'm desperate. I will do anything you say. I can't live like this anymore. My body is just so terrible. I'm feeling terrible. Anyway, long story short, we got onto Treonin, we got onto Feminal Herbal Complex, we got onto a variety of products, multi-mineral, calcium, aloe vera, and guess what happened? She had 100% normal monthly cycle situation from then on. But really for headaches, because it helps to get the nutrient into the cell, the toxins out the cell, gets the blood flowing, and cleans out all the toxins. Anyway, body signs of calcium deficiency. Well, again, calcium is an incredible product, right? Especially if it's got vitamin D in there, and it should be 2 parts calcium, 1 part vitamin D. Well, what is a D? These are signs, decreased bone mass. I can tell you about a lady by the name of Gail Gillian, Northern California. Again, here's this woman. She's sent home because her bone density has decreased so much that her bones are about 20 years older than she is. And so she get told she can't carry on working, and she loses her job. And I cut a long story short, she got onto the calcium, turned her life around. About 7 years later, she went back for tests. Her bone structure was 100% normal to her age group. The doctors couldn't believe it. They thought the machines weren't working. They sent her for they've sent her across from LA to New York for more tests, and exactly the same. Her bones had come right. And so you can reverse this kind of stuff. So anyway, other signs is bone breaks from osteoporosis, muscle cramps, Other signs of muscle cramps is dehydration. And that's another sign of headaches is you're dehydrated, you need to drink a lot of water. I had a person phone me we live at a place called Hume Lake Christian Camps, and they phoned me from the lake house one day, and they said it was a real hot day up in the mountains. Yeah, said, Louis, I've got a massive headache. What whole food should I take? I said, this is what I would do. I'd drink 3 glasses of water. He said, why? I said, you must be really dehydrated. It was a really hot day. He phoned 10 minutes later. He said, my headache's gone. All he was is dehydrated. Often when people get headaches, they're not drinking enough. So joint pains is another sign of calcium deficiency. Headaches are vital. Calcium, magnesium, D3, so important for the headaches across here. Now, I'm not saying take everything I'm recommending. I'm saying, hey, play with it. Try this, try that, test the next thing. Heart palpitations quite often could be a calcium D3 deficiency, a tooth decay. Your heart palpitations could also be magnesium, bleeding, slow clotting. If somebody doesn't clot quickly, could be calcium deficiency. Rickets in rapid growing children. Growth pains could quite often be a calcium deficiency. Body signs of need for relaxing herbal support. Have you ever felt stressed, anxiety, tight shoulders, tension, headaches? There we've got it again. So insomnia, or can't stay asleep, need alert, and I need calm alertness, frequent nightmares. Let's go back. I love this product. I've had children that were attention deficit disorder and hyperactivity, and the school can't control with them. They want to put them on Ritalin. We get them on the herbal rest and relax. And guess what? Sorts their challenge out. This and calcium and salmon oil, absolutely amazing. I take this every time I go to LA because I hate traffic. I hate sitting bumper to bumper, going nowhere and wasting my life away. And as I come over that mountain there, my wife phones me. She's such an incredible lady. And she phones me. She says, Louis, the rest and relax is between your seats. Please open it and take it now before you see anybody. So body signs of magnesium deficiency. What about fatigue, irregular heart rhythm, loss of appetite, nausea, headaches? Again, so, there's so many things. I want to tell you how incredible magnesium is. I have a lady, I don't want to tell you where she is in the world, but then you'll guess. And she has been really challenged with her mind. She's been in a home now for about 2 years, and they couldn't help her. And I've been encouraging and working with the people. They tried everything, and eventually they turned to me about 6 months ago, and they said, all right, Louis, what can we do for this woman? Is there anything we can do? And I said, yeah, we got them on salmon oil. We got them on to 9 magnesium a day. She got diarrhea, so we had to get her down to about 6. I think she's on about 6 right now. We're controlling the diarrhea with. Am I still on, Arlene? I am still on. Okay, what's happened up here?
The screen went, you're narrow, but it's still there.
Okay, I'm trying to get rid of this thing across here. Just hold on 1 second. I'm going to stop screen share for a second so I can get rid of this email that came up. All right, let me try and get rid of this email. How do I do that? I'm so sorry, folks. Me and computers, I don't know where that email came from. Okay, so now, am I back on? Close files down.
Your sharing's not quite on yet.
Am I screen sharing or not?
No,
not.
No, you're not.
Okay, let me try and get back to screen sharing. All right, screen share. Okay, let's carry on there.
There you go.
Okay, are we back there?
You're back. Go to full screen and we'll be back where you were.
Okay, how's that? Good gracious me. All right, I don't know how that happened. He just decided he wanted to show me my emails. Okay, body signs of magnesium deficiency. So one of them is fatigue. Did you know that there's thousands of different ways that magnesium can actually activate your energy and get your energy levels up? And what about irregular heart? What about loss of appetite? What about nausea? I wish I had a little bit of a loss of appetite. That's one of my challenges. I love food. I don't know how many of you love food. Anyway, so maybe I take too much magnesium. I take it every day. I think it's an incredible product. Headaches. And what's beautiful about this magnesium we're looking at, this is the only magnesium in the world with all the aspects of whole food magnesium, absolutely produced under pharmaceutical regulation. That's why I love this company. Because people say, oh, well, I can get a magnesium at the store. No, you can't, because there's no other magnesium in the world that's produced under pharmaceutical regulations, guaranteeing you that what's on the labels in the product, that with human clinical trials of our products that actually gets into the body, which is so exciting. Muscle spasms, weakness or stiffness, numbness, tingling, seizures. These could all be signs of magnesium deficiency. Now, here's a product I really love. Let me tell you why I love this product across here. Because you heard that salmon oil is so good for you. Well, let me tell you what happened. I went to go and do a workshop in Southern California, a place called Valencia one day, and arrived there, and I'm talking in a church that day, and there's this woman in the back sitting next to a little boy, and he's had a stroke. And I said, hey, how come your little boy had a stroke? I'd never heard of a 11-year-old little boy having a stroke, paralyzed from the neck down. He's going to be paralyzed for life. And she said, yes. She didn't know that salmon oil needs to be tested for 200 families of toxins, and the one she was giving him was only tested for about 15, which is the average. Most of them only test for 15. They're not tested for 200 families, which is about 1,000 toxins. And she said the toxin in the product built up in his brain, because that's where the oil goes to your brain, and eventually he got a stroke and got paralyzed from the neck down over a year or so period. Now, to me, this is so sad, so sad. I've seen studies saying that salmon oil could aggravate cancer if it's rancid or things like that. And most salmon oils are rancid because they've been boiled. And so when you're looking for a salmon oil, you want to make sure that it's produced under pharmaceutical regulations, that you can trust the label, that it is actually salmon oil, that doesn't have petroleum added to it, that it's had human clinical trials that prove the product will actually empower you to change your life. What's beautiful about this product, it's had human clinical trials published in scientific peer-reviewed journals that will lower inflammation and absolutely change your life. It's absolutely incredible, incredible. I can tell you so many stories, people that were booked in to have hip replacements and knee replacements got on this product, and they could they didn't have to have those hip and knee replacements. Absolutely amazing, amazing product. But of course, it needs to be combined with calcium and full motion and things like that. All right. So body signs language, omega-3 deficiency, cardiovascular disease. We got somebody on the line. I saw them earlier, whose husband had heart problems. And guess what happens? He got on a few of our products and they got them all under control. His doctor was flabbergasted. As a matter of fact, on the last call, he gave his test me. Great, great test me too. High blood pressure, absolutely amazing. Low blood pressure, strokes, migraines. There it comes again. And we got somebody on the line over here, which she'll be sharing about her migraine test me a little bit later on. I know you Americans call it migraine, but I don't want to claim it. So I'll keep to the African term of migraine. All right. So the next thing is high cholesterol or high blood fats, stiffness, aching joints, back and neck pains, arthritis, rheumatism, ADHD, and attention deficit disorder, hyperactivity disorder. You know, it's changed so many children's lives. I'll tell you a story about my daughter. I don't know if she's on the line, but her name is Elizabeth. She lives up in Colorado. Great, great lady. Just so privileged to have her as my daughter. And when she was in about, well, I don't want, this goes so many years now, you know how old I am. And I don't want to guess, but I would think somewhere about grade 4, grade 5, somewhere around there, maybe grade 6. Anyway, so that she'd been waiting to get, maybe a little bit later, but she'd been waiting for years to get into this great, great school that only, you know, it's a waiting list for years to get into. Anyway, she got into the school. She was there about a month. The teachers call us in, so this child has to get on Ritalin, otherwise she can't stay in the school. We got her onto salmon oil, remember the fats in the brain, and the teachers are so impressed with the results of the Ritalin, which she never took, that they called us in and said, look what Ritalin does to a child. We said, no, here's the Ritalin, you can have it back. We gave her salmon oil. Anyway, so it's an incredible product, absolutely amazing. Mental disorders, poor memory, depression, salmon oil, vision problems, asthmatic breathing problems, skin rashes, irritation, prostate problems, blood sugar issues. But of course, what is the main thing we're talking about there? Was headaches and migraines, and it is a life changer. It is a game changer for that. I've had people phone me and they say, Louis, what do I do? My headache's killing me. I've got a meeting. I say, take 9 of these with a glass of water right now, and in 3 or 4 hours, take another 9. And they phone me after the first 9. They say, oh my gracious me, I can go to the meeting, the migraine's still there. And they take the next 9 about 3 hours later, and guess what? Their life's under control. Body signs of vitamin B complex deficiency. Remember, headaches can be related to stress, anxiety. That's why spastic colon can actually often be related with headaches and again with anxiety and people who get stressed. So stress is a real terrible thing today, because and such a real thing, and anxiety. And so vitamin B is wonderful for that. And this is one of the only Bs I know produced under pharmaceutical regulations, guaranteeing label integrity. Absolutely amazing, amazing product. So it's wonderful as a calmer for headache, fatigue, lack of energy, insomnia, dark under the eyes, depression, confusion, dizziness, epilepsy, anemia, poor appetite, blood sugar issues, hair thinning or loss. Now, a lot of these things I'm talking about right now, we're doing a workshop on the 27th. You're going to love it. It's called Body Science. And we're going to go through what I'm running through so quickly. We're going to go through much slower on each product, right? So cracked lips or sores around the mouth could be a B deficiency, you know, or nose or eyes could be a B. How many people realize that, you know, you get cracks around your mouth, and some people got a challenge with B more than others. Their body doesn't get that out the food they're eating. Pellagra. I know somebody takes 6 vitamin Bs a day. I don't. I take 1. If I've really got a hectic day, I'll take it 2 or 3 maximum. What about skin rash? That untreated can lead to dementia and death. Wow, how amazing is that? Numbness or burning or tingling, cramps in extremities, especially if you've got, let's say, diabetes or something like that. You want to make sure you take a B. And there's a great vitamin B called lecithin, called lipotropic. And so you want to make sure that you take this vitamin B. It's a great, great product. Body signs to need lipotropic factors, improper clotting, if your blood doesn't clot properly, cardiovascular disease, clogging arteries, abused liver. So the lipotropic is wonderful because what it does, it emulsifies the fat in the bloodstream and turns it emulsifies into the water, into the blood, so your body can actually carry it and clean out your arteries so you can get nutrient where you want it, and so you can get the oils to where you want it. One of the biggest problems with oils in our body, the fats, we don't get them to where we need them. Like we need, let's say, cholesterol, a lot of it on the brain. Your brain's full of cholesterol. So guess what happens? If your cholesterol has to be picked up and transported there. And your best transporter of that cholesterol is cholesterol, which is your threonine, which is is your salmon oil. So if we don't get enough salmon oil, we're not going to get the cholesterol or get the fats to the brain and things like that. Anyway, so headaches are one of the signs is we're not emulsifying the fats, we're not carrying them around the body to where our body needs it. What about body sign language of lecithin deficiency? Slow thinking reactions, memory loss, nausea, fat intolerance. These are all things that show you that you don't have, because what does lecithin do? It's very similar to lipotropic. It emulsifies the fats and allows your body to transport to where your body needs it or to throw it out. Headaches, again. What about soreness, cramps, bursitis, dry skin? What's this word over here? Skeletal issues. Me and my English. All right. Remember, English is not my first language, right? So
muscles and skeleton is what it is.
Muscles and skeleton.
Muscular
wow, what a long word for
issues. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Arlene. Arlene is my savior. There she is in all this kind of stuff. Body signs and vitamin E deficiency. All right. Yeah. So as you know, as you can hear, I'm sure in my voice that English is not my first language. I spoke 2 other languages before I spoke English. So body signs of vitamin E deficiency: strokes, blood clots, angina pain, heart attacks, circulatory issues, weak immune issues. Vitamin E is such an incredible product. It is just the most beautiful product. You know, I give you an idea. I know somebody who couldn't swallow for about 25 years. They eventually thought they're going to choke to death. And we got them popping an E into water and stirring it up before their meals. A little bit of water like this, stir it up, drink it up. And guess what? End of her problem. It took about a month, but she totally fixed the problems. And nobody, 25 years of medical treatment couldn't help her. Cold hands, cold feet. Why? Circulatory. Headaches. Why? Oils in the brain, circulatory. High LDL cholesterol, eczema, psoriasis. Why psoriasis? Circulation. Peripheral neuropathy. Again, why? Circulation. Vitamin E is so vital. So where would I start? I would start with this little breakfast pack here. I absolutely love this pack. Let me tell you why I love this pack. Is because this little pack over here has got nearly every nutrient family you could imagine. A study done out of 22,000 people, they couldn't find one person out of 22,000 people, including 3% of those 22,000 people were health fanatics like you and me. They're going to have a kale vegetable juice for breakfast. They couldn't find one person that got even 10 of the most essential 59 nutrient families they were looking for. So why is this so important for you to understand? This over here has got about 52 of those 59. Some people say 54, some say 56, but I'm going to stick to my 52. And I love this little program across here because it is unbelievable. This is your juice extracted, dehydrated, organically grown, non-GMO, vine ripened, whole food meal replacement program for about $4 a meal. Now, let me tell you, you can't buy an organic whole food meal for $4. Even if you go to Whole Foods and you buy it raw and come back and cook it yourself, it's going to cost you more than $4. And this is a meal replacement, life-changing program. And if you can take the nutrients in your body and move it from 9 a day up to 52 different nutrients a day, can you imagine essential? What that's going to do to your body over the next 7 to 8 years, because your cells replenish themselves every day. And so I love this program. I take it every single day of my life. And I really believe everybody in the world, I'm on a mission to help end the trend. And I believe everybody in the world should be on this incredible program. I'm going to stop screen share right now. My time is up. And I'm going to ask Arlene to unmute Debbie Plouffe, who's going to share with us now about headaches.
I think she was unmuted.
There you are, Debbie. Welcome on this call. Debbie's a wonderful friend of ours, lives up the hill across here, not too far from where I live. Incredible, incredible lady. She's building a beautiful, beautiful business, touching many, many lives. And I'm going to hand over to you, Debbie.
Louis, can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Yes, I can.
Okay, we're having major technical difficulties. So, can you see me? Arlene, can you unmute me or video me?
You're unmuted, Debbie, and your stock photo is up.
Okay, everything has disappeared off my computer, so I'm going to have to just go with the stock photo because neither Bob nor I can figure out what's happened. So, sorry about that. Is there a way you can undo my video, Arlene?
Undo video?
Yeah.
Debbie, your picture looks beautiful. Carry on.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Louis. Sorry about that.
No
great presentation, Louis. Thank you. A lot of great information. So Louis asked me to share a little bit about my story. I'm a former elementary teacher, 30 years, and I never used to have headaches or migraines till after I had my kids. And they slowly started to come on as I got older. Once I was taking the Neolife product, I started just sharing with Louis that I was getting these migraines. And he said, well, as soon as you feel them coming on, take some salmon oil. So I don't know if you ever suffered from migraines, but everybody's body is so different. I would get either flashes of light, floaties, zigzags. Oh, I popped up. Hold on. See if I could do my video. Zigzags, I would lose vision in one eye, and it would get so bad to where I would have to take off work, shut all the blinds in my house, sleep for a day or two, not do anything because the stress would increase them, and then deal with the migraine hangover for a couple days. If you're familiar with that is, your head feels like it's in a vice grip when you're in a migraine, and then afterwards you just have this nagging dullness, ache, you just feel out of it. So Louis had suggested to do the salmon oil, and I was a little skeptical. I'm like, nah, that can't be what it is. And so the next time I had a symptom, I took the amount that he recommended that he would have taken, and the migraine never really kicked in. I had a little bit of a headache, but I was able to pretty much function the rest of the day. So that happened 5 times within a year, 2-year period of where the salmon oil helped. And I remember the last time I lost total vision in one eye, and that is usually a sign that it's going to be a really, really bad one. So I took the recommended. A few hours later, I took some more, and it never kicked in. And that was my last migraine 2.5 years ago, and I've yet to have one since then. So the amazing, I, like Louie and I both say, we can't say we can cure, treat, prevent, or diagnose, any migraine, but I do know with my body, the nutrients that it received, it's helped it, and I have not had a migraine since then. So I'm very thankful for that. So thank you, Louie, for letting me share.
Excellent, Debbie. Thank you so much. And your picture's beautiful. Now we can see you. How's that? You fixed your problem. That's wonderful. So very, very exciting. Thank you. Now you want to understand that I would think that every product I mentioned here today, Debbie's taking. Is that right, Debbie? I would think so. The lipotropic, the B, the whatever I mentioned, vitamin E. I'm sure you're taking everything I mentioned.
Yeah. Yes.
So. Now, I don't know how bad your headaches are. I know a lot of people have sent me texts already. Thank you for this. Can I see I have the link. Arlene just, what did you say, Arlene? I saw you say it's going to be posted. Is that what?
Yeah, well, the calendar, the Bald Eagle Team calendar that is on the website has a description area in there where many of you are using the link that is there to get on this call. I will go in after it takes a while to process. And when it's processed and it's up on Dropbox, I'll put the Dropbox link there so people can rewatch if they want. It'll be on the calendar.
Okay. Thank you so much, Arlene.
Today's calendar, so they can look back 3 weeks from now and still find it.
Excellent. So I would think one of the main things with the headache is, like anything in your body, is lift your nutrient value evenly in your body. I'm not one of these people say take mega this or mega that. I say take a little bit of everything, so the variety of nutrients, lift it up equal in your body, because your body is a whole, and you want to make sure that you're giving it everything it can, as the conveyor belt's going through your body, that your body can choose out, hey, I need a bit of calcium here, I need a bit of magnesium there, I need a bit of salmon oil here, so that's why I love it equally increased. And then if you're still not getting results, then of course, what I always say is that the oil for the brain, the salmon oil, the treonine, the lecithin, the vitamin E, try and get as much oil on the brain as possible, and then slowly cut out the foods that you think could be affecting you. And if it doesn't affect you, you can go back onto it, cut out another one. And that's the way that these doctors say is the best way to try and discern what's actually causing your problem. There's a few things I want to go through over here. I want to encourage you and guide you on how to work your business in this pandemic sort of time that we're having. And just a few minutes on this. I can't take to have you on the call. We've got Tess from the UK. We've got Laura from the UK. We've got Ajit from Kenya. So good to have you there. All the way from Kenya. We've got Tom, and that must be, I think, Tom Hickey, if I'm guessing correctly. It's good to have you on the call, Dr. Tom Hickey. We've got James and Tanner. I don't know where you're from, but it's great to have you on the call. Tony Robertson, it's great to have you on the call, Tony. Wonderful to have you here again. We have got, oh my gracious, so many people. We got Nwantu Dlamini, that must be from the UK, either UK or South Africa. And then we have got Amanda, my beautiful daughter, all the way from Denver, Colorado. And then we've got Natalie. I'm not sure, is Natalie from the UK? I would think so. Then we've got Grace. I'm not sure where Grace is from, but it's welcome to have you. We've got Henriette Grayling all the way from Welkom, South Africa. It's good to have you on the call, Henriette. And we've got Edward from the UK, and we've got Rosalie from the UK. Wow, a lot of people from the UK. Tracy Donovan, great to have you on the call over here. Keith Bosenberg from Cape Town, South Africa. Good to have you, living beautiful Sea Point down there. David Gamoa, we mentioned that earlier. Then we have got, oh my gracious me, quite a few people over here. So I just wanted to say it's so good to have you all on the call. Thank you so much for joining us. If I didn't mention your name, I apologize. Forgive me. But good to see you there. Patty and Jerry, you're looking so good, relaxed there on your sofa in the beautiful man, lovely green paddoes, Northern California. Ron November, there you are. Hello, Ronnie. Good to have you. Juma, it's good to have you from Dar es Salaam. Wonderful to have you with us over here. Well, folks, I hope you had a great time, and I hope you learned something. And I just wanted to run through some ideas that could empower you to make some quality choices. And maybe we should even put this little video, because I've had a few more people text me, Arlene, maybe, I don't know if we can post it on our, gracious me, what you call it, Bald Eagle.
Bald Eagle Legends.
Proven Wellness. Yeah, Proven Wellness, yes, something like that. Okay, folks, well, we got another call right now on diabetes, I understand, so I am going to get off here and get my brain right for the next call. How's that? And then after that, I'm going to pick up my wife I haven't seen for 2 weeks at the airport. She's flying back late tonight, so that's great. All right, folks. And Dressane, all the way there